Hi everyone. So today's topic is something that I am currently working on, and hopefully I will provide some tools and some of my own experiences and thoughts to help you out with this. And even recording this and saying it out loud and sharing this with you will be really healing and helping me to recondition or reprogram my thoughts, especially around body image. So that's today's topic. I just want to share with you what's going on with me in that area. And to be honest, I've done a lot of inner work and healing, and I am going to pat myself on the back and just say that I'm really proud of all the work that I've been doing and just really seeking my truth. And one of the things that I have been currently working on, and it's one of my deeper things that have been conditioned, is really it's my body image, not feeling completely comfortable in it. And bigger picture, I know I'm more than my body and I completely love myself, but I just really wanted to speak about this, and especially being on this path of just seeking who I am, spirituality, healing. I just want to be honest with you that I do have some things in me that I want to work on, and I'm going to be open about. So yeah, it's not feeling completely comfortable in my body. There's some days where I do admire the way I look, but then there's other days where I just don't really like seeing myself. And I think being aware of that is part of the process. So I want to talk about what came up for me these last couple weeks, and just how I think that I was conditioned and how I conditioned and programmed myself, really. So things that I remember from childhood that kind of made me feel a little bit insecure, was definitely my friends. And they weren't doing this intentionally, but specifically my male friends, they felt really comfortable around me and expressing themselves, and I really appreciate that. And they would just mention women's body parts. There would be a cute, hot, sexy girl walking by, and they would mention stuff about their boobs and their butt and their stomach, their hair, whatever it was. And they never really mentioned anything about me, and I never really asked either. I never asked what they thought about my body or my image. So little by little, I would listen to them and I would kind of be hurt. And again, it wasn't their intention to hurt me, but I just thought, wow, that's what, men or people want. It's this specific body type or whatever. Short, skinny, with big boobs, with butts, makeup, and all these things. So that was one of the things. And family members, again, unintentionally, unconsciously, but they would, my parents are from Chile and Argentina, and, we eat a lot of bread and stuff, but they would say it in a kind way, but they would say, I'm going to say this in Spanish, estás gordita. But it's kind of like saying, oh, you're a little chubby or fat, but in a cute, nice way. Even that was oh, well, I'm not skinny. I have a little bit of fat around my stomach or whatever. And of course, television, commercials, selling us, whatever, cars, food, events, and, using women's bodies. Most of them in bikinis or short shorts and all this stuff. That was a huge part of my programming about this, especially like back in the day. I feel like they didn't really use women that, like, different forms of women's body. It was mostly like, the model, tall, all this stuff. So like I was seeing that, and that's what I compared my body to, like, oh, it doesn't look that way. And nowadays social media, and I don't know if women do this intentionally or not, but posting their bodies, and I mean, I totally honor them for being comfortable in their skin. But when women or men or whoever are just liking these photos and commenting, and where other women that are fully clothed or they have like different body types don't get as recognized, it's like you start like comparing and stuff like that. Anyways, and another thing for me, so one of my relationships, back in the day, I was like a teenager, probably 17 when we started dating, but he cheated on me, and I've actually healed that part. But the other day I was in my room and started thinking about, like, wow, like I think I thought cheating meant like, oh, like this person has a better body than you. And I was like, wow, I was like, okay, no, like that's not the reason he cheated. Or like I was reprogramming, I can't say it, reprogramming my thinking around it. Like, no, like it was probably other reasons where like we were lacking communication or whatever it was, but it wasn't because this girl or whatever had a better body than me. And we never talked about it that way, but like in my head I was like, oh, like she's better looking than me or whatever. And after that relationship, I entered another relationship where we were going to get married, and that's a story for a different day, and I was in a different mindset. But there was one time where we were intimate and we were naked together, and he said that my stomach looked like I have been drinking all of college. And that just like really triggered and was stuck in my mind. And at first I thought like, wow, that was like one of the reasons why I didn't really appreciate my body. But it was just like all these things leading up to this where it completely exploded. And after that, I was not eating the best. I was like the skinniest. I was skinnier, I think I was like 24 or 25, but I was skinnier than I was when I was in high school, like when I was 14, 15, 16, whatever. Thankfully, I have worked through like those, like the nutrition aspect where I don't care, I eat what I want. Like, if I gain some weight here or there, like whatever. But right now in this moment in life, as I'm continuing to heal these things in my life, I just realized like, wow, this is a big one. This is one that it's been harder for me to release, and I have learned to love my body more and more. But there's still a little bit that I need to work on, that I get to work on. And this is, part of my lesson and purpose in life to experience, which I'm totally grateful for. And at other times, kind of like stinks a little bit. It's like, oh, I just want to cry, and I like want to give myself a hug. And anyways, I want to give you some things, some tools and resources that what I'm doing to love myself. I'm so thankful I actually got these 3 coaching sessions with a sex coach to help me heal. And that's one of the things that I told her that I wanted to work on, is loving my body. So she gave me this practice. I've only done it, a couple days, but was just breathing through my mouth in and out, and just having some meditation music and doing that for like 3 or 5 minutes, and just tuning into my body and connecting with my body. So that's been just a cool practice to like really be intuitive. And a reason I'm expressing this to you is I held a lot of tension, like any worry or stress I have in my life, I like put it to my stomach. And I'll be honest, my stomach is one of the areas where I don't feel as comfortable in, and compare myself to a lot of women. So kind of not just paying all this attention to my stomach, but like feeling my other body parts. And I'm realizing like my heart and my throat and like all these other parts of me like want to connect with me. And so just seeing it in that perspective, like I'm just paying so much attention to like certain body parts that I don't like, where I'm like not focusing on other parts. So that's just been helping to open up my heart chakra, my heart space, and really actually loving and connecting with my body. Other things is just like really talking about it and being open and honest. And I actually got triggered like about a week and a half ago by my twin flame, my partner, and he like said some stuff, and he's going through a lot of healing as well with seeing women as just objects, and not saying that he sees them that way, but just past programming, you know, as I'm assuming as a guy, just like really being pressured or thinking like, oh, that guy likes that, like I like those boobs and butts, and being programmed themselves. So it's a cool dance that we're doing, and it was very vulnerable, and I did a lot of crying, and I was upset for a while, and just super grateful for him to just hold that space for me. Just to hold that space for me to just feel and cry and be angry for a moment, and he just listened and asked me questions, and oh gosh, I'll be honest, I was like in this dark place for like almost a full day where I just wanted to like cry, and I don't know how to explain it. I was just in this depression, and like part of me didn't want to get out of it, and that was like old habits, and he just definitely helped me like to move through that energy and just kind of realize where I'm at with my body image. So just being aware of it and conscious, and giving myself time to be like, okay, I'm not ready to completely confront this, but like I'm aware that this is something I want to work on. So yeah, continuously talking about it and saying out loud, and like not just sticking to my victim, like, oh man, like this happened to me, I don't appreciate my body, but like, okay, I know where I'm at, and talking to myself like, I love myself, I am grateful for what my body is doing. Like my body is keeping me alive, and it's processing all the food, all these thoughts and emotions, and just seeing as my body like, wow, I've been kind of like disrespecting her full animal, like her full self, and just blocking. So a little quick story. My partner, I told him this, and it was, anyways, I told him this story, that I like went on his page like when we first started like hanging out, and saw his ex, and I saw what she looked like, and I started programming myself to like, oh wow, like that's what he likes, or that's what he like. So I was already blocking his love towards me. So whenever he complimented my body, I was like, okay. And like it wasn't until he triggered me, not intentionally, like this past like week or so, where I was like, wow, like I was blocking his love. And then I realized like, wow, am I blocking myself from loving myself too? So that was just like a huge like for me. Anyways, wow, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to come on here and share with you, like, I'm so thankful for my journey and all the opportunities to heal, and there's like so much for me to get to heal, and just seeing from that perspective that I get to do, which is really cool. Anyways, I think that's it. I just wanted to come on here and express myself, and I felt really inspired to do so. And hopefully to encourage you, if you're feeling a similar way, I don't know, give you some love and support through the screen, and just know that I love you and I'm learning to love myself in the process. And I just appreciate this opportunity for myself and for you. So yeah, thank you again for being on here, for listening. I appreciate you all so much. You're awesome. Thank you.